Welcome back, everybody. Another week of RedZone RoundUp with yours truly, me, Bryce Fry, and my buddy, Isaiah Santos. Brought to you by Mental Dimes. Another week with the boys, another week of the support. Gotta love it. And we're here to bring you a Week 9 recap, get a little insight into Week 10. Talk about where we've officially reached the halfway point. So let's get going. We got 4 quarters of action.
It's been some time coming for sure, man.
It has, but we're almost there. Getting close to the playoffs. Let's get into it. 4 quarters of action.
Yeah.
Catch you in a second. All right, guys, let's get this thing kicked off. Quarter 1 action with the boys. Let's go into Week 9 matchup results and the little divisional rankings. We had some pretty sloppy games this weekend. Had a lot of flags this weekend. Definitely one of the worst of the year. So definitely made for some slow-paced games. That's for sure. Did you have any games that you were targeting? What you initially kind of you liked? What was the matchup you were checking out most?
Man, Houston kid myself, living in Houston, man. The Texans, C.J. Stroud, that man put up some damage against the Buccaneers, man.
He did.
That final drive of the game, man. 4 plays, they went down and scored that touchdown. That was nice, man. C.J. Stroud, 470 yards, 5 touchdowns. We played here in Houston, so it was really cool to see that, man. It's good for the guy.
Yeah. But, for sure.
Yeah, man. Astro Dobbs as well. He came in. He did the job for the Vikings, man. That was
pretty exciting. Man. I was happy for him because I even have told you on this show that I've liked Dobbs. He's not a terrible quarterback. He just was not in a great situation over there in Arizona. Didn't have a crazy amount of weapons. But now, toss him to a little weapons. He didn't even know dude's names blocking for him, and he's freaking balled out, dude. So, got to give him credit.
Learning the cadence before the game, man. Yeah, it was
exactly. That was definitely pretty interesting. Game. But one of the games I was diving into and kind of definitely interested was that first matchup on Sunday. It was the early 8:30 a.m. game in Germany. You had the Dolphins playing the Chiefs. Like I told you, needed the Chiefs to win for the Bills' sake. That did not help out because we lost, but it did help out in the sense of proving that the Dolphins might not be it. I don't know. I mean, they're good.
That was very slow game for them.
It was. But I mean, playing a good team. So obviously you can check out the record of who they've lost to. They're all good teams. So I mean. Yeah. It's kind of like us, though. It's kind of like the Bills. It's like, I mean, the teams we've won against aren't amazing. So, I mean, it's just kind of –
and the teams you've lost to have not been great.
Exactly. No, exactly. But I also did note Space Dobbs. I thought that was a solid game for him. It was exciting seeing him go out there and ball out, put up some points, too, man. It was definitely not a boring game.
Dude can run the ball, man. Yeah,
no, he can, man.
It was nice.
He can. I think it proved how good of a quarterback he can be, though. Literally not knowing anybody, not being on the same page as anybody, literally until right before the game, and then just figuring out along the way, kind of getting the feel quick. Like he got the feel pretty quickly. So I mean, that was pretty cool to see. But another game that was an unexpected blowout was the Ravens beating the brakes off of the Seahawks. Man, I didn't expect that one.
I said they would. I said they win that game too, but I didn't know they'd do them that bad. That was 3 points.
Terrible.
I mean, DK Metcalf had 1 catch for 50 yards. Like, man, it was a rough game for the Seahawks.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty unexpected game. I don't know. I definitely didn't expect. I mean, it was kind of like the Browns doing that to the Cardinals too. They won 27-0.
Oh yeah,
that's a big yikes. That was. I mean, just lost Dobbs, obviously, so it's kind of. I don't know, but that was a pretty that was a pretty yikes thing as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I actually did want to note something before I got into a little divisional ranking, divisional standings. So, flags. That was the That's the word of the week, flags. In the 2023 NFL season so far through week 9, there has been 2,032 total flags for an average of 14.94 flags per game. Week 9 alone, this past week, there were 212 flags. 172 of those were accepted with a total of 1,392 yards.
Sheesh.
Wow.
What are like most of the penalties that are called? Like, is it just mostly holding calls or pass interference?
As you've seen, I'm sure you got a lot of PIs, you got a lot of holdings, a lot of illegal shifts, because now a lot of people have been implementing, a lot of the different pre-snap movements and things like that. So I don't know, man. It's just been crazy. Like it's on overload. Because let's be real, if you put a camera in front of every single player, yeah, you could probably call a flag every single play. Because I mean, you see one little nitpicky thing. Like, dude, let the boys play, man. The game's getting slowed down. The games are getting slow. Teams losing momentum. I mean, dude, it's just insane to watch. And I don't even know what to think at this point. You see all the players that actively talk about it and hate it. They think it's stupid. They think it's killing the game. It is. I mean, it's like, if we want flag football, Roger Goodell just needs to go out and say it.
It's coming to the Olympics, man.
Put on the spikes. We got flag football coming at you. But anyways, let's move over into some updated divisional standings. Not much has changed since last week. I want to hear your thoughts, but I want to make a comment about that AFC North. I've made a comment about it all season so far.
Every week.
The tightest division. I mean, still to this day, you got the Baltimore Ravens kind of separating themselves a little bit, but that 2 spot is going to be tough.
Yeah, the Ravens could very well be 8-1, honestly, if that game against the Colts. If they didn't call, if they did call that pass interference, I mean, they've been calling them all year except for that game. So I mean, they could very well be 8-1. But man, I think everybody in the AFC North, I think they all could make the playoffs if some crazy stuff happening. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know, man. That's pretty crazy for him to be such a tight race. I know that the Ravens and Browns are playing this week, so I mean that'll be a good matchup. So that's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah. Yep. No, it'll really kind of even out once they start playing with each other. Because pause. At first, though, throughout this half of the season, they haven't really been, I feel like there hadn't been a lot of those divisional matchups, so there hasn't been a lot of chance for those separation. But obviously,
this is the second time they're playing against each other, so the Ravens
so they've already
Well, yeah.
Huh. Yeah, well, whatever. I don't know. Maybe I don't even know. But obviously, you still get the Eagles, 1-loss Eagles. And then on the reverse side, you get the Cardinals and the Panthers, who haven't got more than one dub. So, been a great season for some and pretty rough for a few. So,
yeah.
I don't really know what they're going to do about that in both those cities either. I don't know how they're going to – I don't know. I mean, they got to scrape one somehow. I think, Panthers don't got to.
Kyler Murray, man. Kyler Murray. He might
he's back. Week. Never know. He just he's gonna have the same weapons as Dobbs did, so you never know. But anyways, guys, that's quarter 1. We'll catch you in quarter 2 in just a second. All right, everybody. Quarter 2 action. Let's get underway. Mid-season awards and a little bit of surprises and disappointments throughout the season. Like I said, we're halfway through the year, so perfect time to get a, pretty honest grade. You've seen enough of kind of every team at this point, kind of what they got, what they don't have,
Yeah.
So let's get going. Let's kind of get into a little MVP, some players of the year, rookie of the year. Let's kind of dive into some of them. So let's start with MVP of the season, mid-season MVP. Who you looking at? Who you think is kind of holding the trophy as of now?
Man, I'm kind of torn between 2 guys, and I'd say one guy could maybe do some, make some shake, but I'm kind of torn between Tyreek Hill and Mr. Touchdown Man every game himself, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, I think right now it's probably Tyreek Hill at the top just because of what he's been able to do. He's been kind of quiet a little bit in some games, but I think with Christian McCaffrey, he can make a comeback if the 49ers start winning games because that's what it's all about,
For
man.
sure.
Your team has to win. So if you're not winning, no one's really going to vote for you for MVP. But the sneaky pick who could win it is Lamar Jackson, man. I know it's like he ain't putting up numbers, but his team's winning. So I mean, they're finding a way to win.
I mean, at the end of the day, a win is a win is a win is a win. So I mean,
yeah, man, you got to get it in somehow. So if he improves better and better, scores more touchdowns, and they continue to win, I think Lamar Jackson will win MVP this year.
Nice. Yeah, no, that's a solid little 3. I actually might throw a little curveball for you. I definitely never thought in a million years that I'd give him this, but I'm actually gonna go my midseason MVP, Tua Tagovailoa, which can essentially lead to you wanting, Tyreek Hill. This man is leading the league in percentage right now, 69.5, midway through the season. Leading in yards, 2,609 yards. He throws 289.9 yards per game. He's got 19 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, and the man's 6-3. I mean, like at the end of the day, you talk about winning. That's kind of in the same breath of what you were talking about, Lamar. Like, dude's winning. Dude's finding a way to get the ball to his playmakers. Obviously, Tyreek and Jalen Waddle and his running back every game. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Kind of makes me sick saying it, but I got to give it to the man. He's been playing.
Dude, yeah, he's doing it. He's doing it. It was a pressure year for him, so it's good to see that for him.
For sure. Let's move over to Offensive Player of the Year. Who you got? Who you looking at? I know you just named.
Man.
So, can't give him 2.
I mean, really, you could look at it and say Christian McCaffrey or Tyreek Hill, the way they say they know how to get yards and score, But man, AJ Brown, I think AJ Brown could sneak in there. Like I said last week, he had 6 straight games with like over 125 yards or something like that.
Did he get that again?
Didn't have a big they held him in check. But he's still, man, he's been scoring touchdowns, so he could win Offensive Player of the Year if he keeps scoring.
I agree. Solid pick. I mean, especially midseason, got a whole rest of the way. They've been kind of getting in the groove, so you never know. I'm going to go actually tag on what you said in your MVP race. I'm going to actually give it to CMC. I think McCaffrey has just been looking too solid to not potentially give him that one. Dude's ran 652 yards, 48. He rushes 4.8 yards per game. He runs about 81.5 yards per game, and he's got 9 touchdowns. So dude's been pretty solid. Got a little banged up that one week, but he's been playing. He will continue to play. So
we'll scored a touchdown that week.
Yeah, he did.
So that's good.
So we'll see what he continues to do. Slide over to the other side of the ball. Who you got running that one? Who you got running the show over there?
Man, the guy has been balling out, man. You've seen the clips of him literally balling out between the legs, walking up to the line. Mr. Myles Garrett himself, man. That dude's a beast. That whole Browns unit. That whole Browns unit is really finding this form, man. They're balling out. They've been doing pretty well this year.
Dude's huge, man. He's just dominant. Like, I mean, hard to block that. Yeah. Jesus.
Right? I know.
I couldn't imagine that dude zooming side to side and then bull rushing me.
Off the ground.
Every single play. Shit, he'd get me way off the ground. I'll be like the dude in blindside. He takes 115 yards over in the corner and throws me over the fence. Like, that'd be me.
Yeah.
But I'm actually gonna, go pretty typical here. I'm actually gonna go with the top total tackle leader of the year so far, linebacker in Indianapolis, Mr. Franklin. I don't want to pronounce his first name wrong. I don't know if it's Zaire. I don't know. Do you know? Zeire. So, Mr. Franklin over there in Indianapolis is doing a pretty nice job. He's got, I think he's a professional, man. I'm cool with Mr. Franklin. He's got 102 total tackles and 64 solo tackles. He's been pretty dominant. But I'm going to actually split my defensive player of the year like you were doing with MVP because he's got a firm other guy behind him in my eyes in Daniel Hunter, whatever. See, two first names that I'm probably slaughtering. We hope these dudes don't see because that's pretty bad of me. Mr. Hunter
They're gonna
over
find
in
you, man.
Minnesota. Yeah, so we got Mr. Franklin and Mr. Hunter over in the Minneapolis. You got
Vikings.
linebacker for the Vikings, 46 total tackles. He's got 32 solo tackles. He's got 10 sacks. He's the sack leader of the league.
Dang.
And he's got 3 forced fumbles. So, dude is the only guy in
Okay.
double-digit sacks right now. That's a statement.
That's
He,
very good.
He's letting dudes know he's here. So, if you go on the total tackle where you saw Mr. Franklin, Mr. Hunter ain't up there in the total tackles, but I think being that dominant in the pressure to the quarterback is just as good. You know
That's
what I mean?
big. Yeah, no, that's definitely big. Definitely needed to be in that type of race to be voting for defense player of the year. So that's good for them young men, man. That's good to see him balling out.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. What about rookie of the year? Who you got leading in that race? A lot of
So
them.
when they do,
Some are balling.
when they do rookie of the year, it's offensive rookie and defensive rookie. They don't do just rookie of the year.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll pile it on to one out of the two.
Yeah.
Who's the most deserving to you? Because you're right. You do offensive and defensive.
Yeah.
Rookie of the year. I mean, in just your eyes, what rookie's just been the standout, league leader? He's the man with the plan. Nickname Stan.
Come on. Yeah, come on, man. You know who it is, man. CJ Stroud, man. Come on. The number 2 pick, bro.
I agree.
That dude's just, he's breaking records, balling out, man. Yep. He's not turning the ball over. This is some of the things you want to see in your rookies, man. That's very, very good to see for him. I'm very proud of the Texans. I never thought I'd say that in my life, but very proud of the Texans, how they've played this year. But that being said, they've still lost some games they could have won, but they're getting better. It's better years to come for sure.
Bumps in a row, baby. You know what I mean? I'm actually gonna agree with you though. Yeah. I'm gonna hit you with the retweet. I got CJ Stroud. Dude is 62%. He has 2,270 yards. He's 500 in record. So yeah, like you said, lost some games that he should have won. That's bumps in the road. Getting the groove of things, getting into the league. Understanding that whole aspect. He's number 2 in his division. He's thrown 14 touchdowns and he's thrown 1 interception. So, dude's been solid. That's literally the only word you can say, man. I mean, he's proven to be potentially a franchise quarterback for the city of Houston. So,
oh yeah, I hope so, man. I would love to see that.
Hey, that'd be good. That'd be good for the H-Town. So, I hope, we don't talk about that other team, but I'll talk about this one. I'll go for this Texas team for sure. So,
for sure.
Yeah. So, but anyways, okay. Before we end this quarter, though, I do want to hear some surprises and upsets. Do you have any surprises or upsets? Some teams that just been shocking you, or some teams that have been slipping a little that you're like, what the heck?
Slipping away, man. I mean, I live it every week. The New England Patriots, man. They're talking about they might part ways with Bill Belichick, man. They're just not getting it together. It's been some sad things to see. I mean, we keep rolling out with Mac Jones every week, and he has proven that he hasn't been good. They didn't make any trade deadline signings, so it's just
been rough.
I'm kind of disappointed. Yeah, like last year was bad, and everyone knew it was bad, but this year is just a whole lot worse, and it's just not getting any prettier. Yeah,
right.
It's very ugly.
Yeah, I think a team that's also looked pretty ugly. One of my upsets is the Panthers. I had pretty high expectations for them. I like Frank Wright, old Buffalo Bill, go Bills. You got Bryce Young coming in. I thought he was going to be a lot better than he's obviously done thus far. They got Adam Thielen. They got DJ Chark. They got Miles Sanders. I mean, they don't have a bunch of nobodies. So they got some somebodies. So that's, not good that they've only won one game so far. So hopefully, that can turn around for them at some point. I believe in Coach Wright. I think Frank is a good coach. So, we'll see how they finish out the year. But that's been my biggest disappointment. I'll go surprise. I think the Ravens are probably like my biggest surprise. They're, like you said, pretty sneaky good. I think, teams got to make, watch out for them because they haven't been putting up them numbers that everybody's wanting, but they've been winning.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy because when they play a team and they blow them out. Lamar Jackson doesn't even have like a great game. I mean, they didn't make any running back signings at the deadline, and they just ran for like 250 yards as a team. So it's like, it's crazy to see the Ravens are playing pretty well, man.
Hey,
I'm
good
not
for them.
crazy, but it's good to see.
Good for them. Good for Lamar.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
it. Definitely not gonna complain about it. But anyways, guys, that's quarter 2. We'll catch you in quarter 3 here in just a moment. Cold Kicks, everybody. We tell you every week, we give you a little halftime report. Cold Kicks. Shop Cold Kicks at Cold Kicks. Talk to our boy Tyke. He already hooked us up with the best kicks on the market, and he can do the same for you. I know he's going to a shoe convention in Dallas, coming up. So maybe look out for your boy over there. Maybe get something before he's sold out. So, Cold Kicks. Shop Cold Kicks at Cold Kicks.
Check them out, man. Check them out. Check them out for sure.
We're back with quarter 3 action. Let's get into the odds. Let's get into the money of the day. Money of the day. I did not make money last week. I told y'all guys I was going to bounce back. I went 1-3 last week. So, another rough week. Hey, 1-2, excuse me. So, not and I got a dub. So, positive.
Just lied to the people, man. You lied to the people.
No. 1-2, and we're bouncing back, or I'm the ultimate fade. But let's get into some odds. Let's get into the matchups this week, Isaiah. I'm gonna throw these odds up for the people. I'm gonna let you have the floor first. We got the first game of the week, Thursday night football. You got the Carolina Panthers traveling to Chicago to play the Bears. What you got? You got 3.5 as a favorite. Bears way. You got over under 39. What you thinking?
I mean, man, it's going to be a boring game, but I'm going to just go ahead and say somehow the Panthers win. So I'm rolling with the Panthers money line. I don't know how much to win by, but I'm going to go with the Panthers money line. For sure.
Scraping for that dub. I could see it. I'm actually going to stick with the under 39. You said it right. It's going to be a boring game. I think it's going to be a really slow matchup. I think not many exciting things are going to be happening on that Thursday night football, but what's new? So let's move to the first matchup on Sunday. So you got that 8:30 game, another 8:30 game all the way over in Germany still. You got the Indianapolis Colts playing your Patriots. And, sorry to tell you, but the Colts are favored by 1.5, and the over-under is 43.5. So what you looking at there?
I mean, I'm going to be a man of my word and cheer for my team. Go ahead and give me the Patriots money line. I think they're going to win this one.
Hey, 2 underdogs, man. If someone's taking your bets, man, they're gonna be like that boy getting out of jail, hitting them all.
Hey,
shit,
free my people, dog. Free my.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with the under again. I'm gonna be your under man for the week so far. I'm gonna be the under of over under 43.5. I'll take the under. I think it's gonna be another slow game. I think that 8:30 game is gonna be a doozy. So we'll see how it goes. And and then later on in the day, starting the lunch slate, you got the Cleveland Browns taking on the Baltimore Ravens. You got one of the only divisional matchups of the weekend. You got the Ravens favored by 6, over-unders 37.5 over there. What you looking at for that one?
That's a scary over-under, but that's a little too scary. I'm going to hit the Browns, rolling with the underdog again, +6. I think they got blown out last time, 28-3, but I think it might be a little bit closer race this time.
Hopefully a little better matchup. I can agree with that. I'm going to stick with the over-unders, but I'm going to flip and take the over this time. I'm going to roll the dice on it. I'm going to say that over 37.5. I know you said it looks scary because I agree it does. I do like that over-under range with teams like them that have both showed that they can produce points. The Ravens scored in the 30s by themselves last game. Browns are not scared to put up some points either. So I'm going to rock with that over 37.5. You got the Houston Texans, your CJ Stroud taking on Joey B and the Bengals. You got the Bengals favored by 7, and that over-under is a high 48. So what you looking at for that matchup? That might be a pretty solid one.
It could be a solid one, and I must keep it going. Underdog, man. Texans +7. Keep it close. +7. They got to keep it close after that last game, man. Come on, it's just like don't get blown out.
Come on. I mean, I think they can. That's spotting a touchdown. I firmly believe CJ Stroud, if he continues the path that he's on, I think he could stay within that. I don't think that'll be too hard for him to lose by less than a touchdown. I'm going to take the under though. I'm going to take under 48. It's a high over under. I know Bengals are definitely more than capable of putting up more than half of that. Texans have showed they can score some points, but it might be a slow game. I actually think the defense is going to show some people, prove people wrong. And I think that Texans D might slow down Joey B a little bit. So, we just played them this past weekend. We weren't able to slow them down much, but they're looking good down there in Houston. Yeah. So, don't remind me. Not a good one. So, let's move to the next one. San Francisco 49ers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. You got the 49ers favored by 3, and then that over-under is a high one again, 46. So, actually, I'm going to go first because I'm going to tell you, I'm finally hopping off the over-under train, hopping off for a second, and I'm going to take the underdog. I got +3 Jacksonville. I know, they kind of added a couple playmakers on that other side of the ball. So, 49ers-wise. And but I think that Trevor Lawrence and them boys, have a pretty solid game. It's at home. They're 6-2. Definitely not a sleeper team. Definitely not a team to sleep on, I should say. I'm gonna take the +3. What you got?
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough matchup. 49ers traveling from the coast all the way to coast. So it's gonna be a close one. I'm gonna stick with you on that one. Jaguars +3. It's gonna be a fun game. Yeah. It'll be close for sure.
Nice. Next
another underdog.
You got another underdog, man. You're tallying them up. You got underdogs all day so far, or all week so far.
It's about to be a hell of a weekend, man.
Man, I know. So next one's gonna be New Orleans Saints traveling up north to play the Minnesota Vikings. You got the Saints favored 2.5 away at Minnesota with the over/under there at 41. What you thinking on that one?
Ooh, we're going to stick away from a little underdog talk, and we're just going to say the boys are going to ball out. Points will be scored. We're hitting the over on this one. Astro Dobbs is taking it to the moon. Derek Carr is going to be chunking it deep to Chris Olave. I see it happening.
I can agree. I'm taking over.
Rice is ready. He's ready.
I'm ready with my flat ball because RedZone RoundUp fans haven't made us enough money yet to go get an air pump. So your boy's still broke over here. One day, that's the dream, that's the aspiration. I'll have a aired up football for y'all boys, so I can show y'all how I can Rico this thing over the mountain. I'm gonna stick with you though. I'm gonna take that over 41. I think that Astro Dobbs will put up some points. But on the reverse side of it, I do think that the Minnesota Vikings are capable of giving up a lot of points to Derek Carr and those boys. So I'm going to stick with that over. I agree. I think it's going to be solid. Let's get into the next slate of the matchups. Still on your Sunday, 12 o'clock slate. You're going to have the Green Bay Packers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are favored by 3, and then over-under is 38. Yeah, 38 over-under. What's catching your eye there?
Man, we're gonna say that the Steelers somehow, some way, are gonna win this one by more than 3. Give me that -3 Steelers. We're finally off the underdog.
Hey, hopping out that train. Can't take them all. I mean, I agree with you in this one. I'm gonna go with Steelers, but I'm taking the money line. I think that they could barely just win. I think they might be able to just win by a field goal because Packers kind of need to start bouncing back and kind of making some things happen. Might
Big time.
be a team that people are sleeping on going into this week and throughout this part of the season. So I'll go ahead and take that money line. Flipping on down to the Atlanta Falcons, traveling over west to the Arizona Cardinals. You got the Falcons favored by 1. That over-under is 42.5. What's catching your eye there?
Whew, hey, Cardinals at home. I think that this could be a game, man. I don't know. The Falcons, they're kind of iffy. They got a new quarterback situation going with Taylor Heineke, so he could make some things happen. But hopefully, if Kyler Murray returns, I think that they'll win this one, man. So go ahead and give me the Cardinals +1. I'll select money line pick, but yeah, let's take that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a pick 'em, but I feel you on that. They do definitely need a win, and they could scrape that this week against an Eagles team that's not amazing. But kind of following the train that I started with, I'm going to rock the under 42.5. I think it's going to be a doozy of a game. Might be real slow, but who knows? Maybe it won't be. I think it will be. Next matchup, you get the Detroit Lions traveling to the West Coast of SoFi, playing the Los Angeles Chargers. You get the Lions favored by 2.5, and that over-under is a high one at 48.5.
It is. It sure is, man. Oh, what a tough one. That's going to be a fun game. That's a lot of offense. So I still don't like that over though. So, but I'm gonna go with the Chargers +2.5.
Okay.
Underdog. I don't know why. It just something's ringing with me right now.
Yeah, I'm on the reverse side of this one. I think the Lions will start getting back right, kind of how they were at the beginning of the season. But I'm not taking the 2.5. I'm saying they just win. It might be by 1, might be by 14. I don't know. But I'm going to smack the money line. It's low. It's a good value. So let's go ahead and give me that. Next matchup, you got another divisional matchup, which I believe is going to be your last divisional matchup. It's the New York Giants traveling down to Tejas, playing the Cowboys. You get the Cowboys with the heaviest favor of the weekend, 16.5, and that over-under is 38.5. That spread's pretty scary. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and say I'm sticking away with that. I'm going to stick back over in the over-under column, and I'm going to go with that under as well. Go ahead and smack me with that under as well. Under 38.5. I don't think there's going to be any points on the Giants side, barely. And then the Cowboys, when they play divisional teams, things get scary. So
they do keep it close. Well, other than the first game when they played the Giants and they blew them out, 40-0? So, I mean, that is honestly a scary game. I'm going to hit the over, though, and say that they blow them out again. Not as big, but they will score more than 39 points this game.
Cool. I agree. Could be a blowout, but I just, I'm going for the Giants. I think we know why. We're going to go to the next matchup. Washington Commanders traveling to Seattle, play the Seahawks. You got the Seahawks favored by 6, which isn't too crazy. Over-under is 45.5 over there. What you got there?
Go ahead and give me that +6 Commanders.
Underdog.
From
Man.
the coast
Just go ahead and tally it.
Another one, yeah. Hey, with DJ Khaled, they hit me with the DJ Khaled. Another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, +6.
I'm gonna be the reverse side of the mirror. I'm gonna be -6. I got the Seahawks. I think they got wiped last week by Lamar. I think they're bound to come back. They're at home. They're gonna be with the 12. So go ahead and give me the Seahawks. The Commanders are pretty depleted at this point. They might put up some points. They might do to the Commanders what they just got done to them. Last matchup of the Sunday, which is going to be your Sunday night football. You're going to have Zach Wilson and the Jets traveling to Las Vegas to play the Raiders, who had a pretty good week last week. You got the Jets favored by 1.5, which is basically a toss-up pick 'em, and then you got an over/under of 36. So, what's catching your eye on that one?
Man, I want to hit 2 of them. I think the Raiders are going to win by more than 1.5, and then I want to say that over. I'd take that over. I think I'm going to roll with the over.
Okay.
Zach Wilson. I'm gonna say a prayer for you, brother, and that O line. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
a prayer for them
No.
all.
Yeah. No.
But the
I agree with
Raiders were rolling
the.
last week.
I agree with the Zach Wilson comment. I think they just, they've given me nothing to really have any confidence for them at all. So I'm gonna go with the money line Raiders. I'll be in the same boat. But since it's 1.5, I just figured I'd take the money line. Who knows?
Yeah.
They could at that. I mean, yeah, it might as well go spread. But so we're both Raiders on that one. Now let's go to the last game of the weekend. You got your Monday Night Football. You got Sean Payton, Dangerous, traveling into Highmark Stadium. Bring your coats.
Ugh.
Get your popcorn ready to battle
Mm.
the very underwhelming Buffalo Bills. Go Bills, but pretty underwhelming team so far. What you got in that matchup?
Man, y'all have to win. Y'all have to win. Simple as that. If y'all go 500, 5-5, that is an ugly look. I'm gonna hit the 7.5 Bills. I think they blow the Broncos out, man. It's gonna be a boring game, but it has
Oh
to happen for the
man.
Bills.
Yeah, I can agree with the boring part. I'm slapping the under. I honestly, I'm not even gonna put it on my team like that. I'm not gonna go for a money line because they've been pissing me off. So, we're not giving it to them this week. Of course, we're going for them, but I'm taking that under. I think it's gonna be a slow game. Under 47.
Yeah.
We might put up some points, but I don't think they will. So, we'll see what the Bills can do because they've been slacking and it's been hurting. I can't lie.
Oh yeah.
But
Big
let's
time.
go ahead and move over to my picks of the week. Before I get into this, I, gotta admit, like I mentioned,
Disclaimer.
1-2 in the last week, 0-3 the week before. So, okay, guys, this is either bounce back week or ultimate fade. Go ahead and fade me. So I don't know.
You
This
said
is
that
up to
last
your
week.
decision. I did say that, but now this is the, true fork in the road, man. This week might be the deciding week. 3 bad weeks in a row would not be good. But I'm going to take that over Browns and Ravens game. I'm going to take that over 37.5. I'm going to take the Jaguars +3 at home against 49ers. And then I got the Saints-Vikings over 41, Space Dobbs and Derek Carr shootout. That's what we got for the money this week. I'm going to see if I make money or lose money again. So, and y'all know I'm honest. So, I'll give it to you straight. I'll shoot you straight. So, no promises made. So, bounce back weed, ultimate fade. I don't know. But you heard it
Tough.
from the boys. RedZone RoundUp's picks for the week. Going into week 10, you got some crazy matchups, some slow matchups. But if you want to win some money, maybe check out the boys. See what we're
Maybe,
looking like.
maybe.
If we do bad, maybe don't say nothing about it. But if we do good, feel free to let us know we made some cash. So that's gonna be quarter 3 action. We'll catch you in quarter 4 in just a spliffy. Last quarter of the night, everybody. We got quarter 4. Let's get into some week 10 matchups and insights going into next week. Crossing over that midway point. So starting to get into the crucial games, Santos. So what's the matchups you're looking at going into this week? Is there any ones that you're kind of ready to see?
Oh man, a couple of the early slate games, man. I'm gonna just keep it at the divisional game. Browns at the Ravens. I think it's gonna be a tough game. A lot of smash mouth football, the old school style. Myles Garrett going crazy, and hopefully Lamar Jackson going even crazier. But I also like that 49ers and Jaguars. That's gonna be a fun game. I think offense will play both teams offensively will play a big role in Sunday's game. So it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be some good games on Sunday, some boring games as well, but nonetheless, we got games. We got football to watch.
We got football. We got lots of it. And I agree. I think it's going to be a very slow week. I think there's a lot of games on this slate that, obviously there's some interesting matchups to me, but I just think a lot of these matchups are going to be mega slow. Just teams are not looking super hot this year, but I think that goes, a little into the fact that there's been so many flags this season as well, though, because the games are just getting slowed down, momentum's getting killed. But also, they're not
Mm-hmm.
doing us any favors by getting the week started off with a Thursday night matchup. That's the Panthers at the Bears. That's obviously not helping nobody's case. So
I
that
hope
is going to
Justin Fields
be,
is playing. So that's
and
the one thing I can
hopefully,
hope
because
for.
that's
Like,
that's going to be the
whew.
boringest game of the weekend, probably just to start it off. So,
Hopefully Bryce Young
and
can do something though, man. It'll be good to see the number one
they
pick
need
play
it.
prime
No, I mean
time.
they need it. So, I believe in him. I think he's good. So I think it could be just a rough start to the season, just his career, obviously. But
Yeah, yeah.
he definitely didn't catch the C.J. Stroud juice. But
Ooh,
you never
thank
know.
you.
You never know what he could do in that second half of the year. This is the time to do it, man. This is the time to work your way
Now
back.
or
You ain't
never.
making playoffs, but get something good on the table looking into next year, right? You want to
Yeah,
have,
for sure.
you want to have some positives to take into next year.
Yeah, a
Hopefully
lot
they
of new
don't
faces
can
out
my
there.
boy.
So
Yeah, no, for sure. Hopefully they don't can my boy Coach Frank. So hopefully they give him at least one more year with this new quarterback and new offense. He was a good quarterback himself, so he could do something good for him. But I think, like you mentioned, that Baltimore Browns game, that's going to be one of your only divisional games of the weekend. That'll be a pretty solid game. Uh, number 3 of the division taking on the number 1. They could make a pretty good dent in
Ooh.
that AFC North if the Browns snuck
Yeah,
up and beat
shake
the
him up.
Ravens somehow. So, I
And then
mean,
the
you know,
Steelers won. What?
yeah. So,
Stuff's getting
it could,
tricky.
yeah, it could. It definitely, I mean, and say the Bengals won, then everybody in that division's winning. I mean, other than
Like,
that's why
ooh-wee.
the Ravens, it's pretty important for them this week. They
Mm-hmm.
need to pull that one out. And then,
Absolutely.
yeah, and then the last game of the weekend, of course, I got to go with, some spreading some hope to my boys in Buffalo because I'll tell you what,
Mm.
that's been a rough start to the season. So, Bills Mafia, we need it. We need that Monday night football to
Yeah.
be something nice.
It's tough for Josh Allen, man. It's like if he's not playing perfect, then the Bills just they feed off Josh Allen, and he's
Yeah,
not running the ball as much this year. I guess they finally put a leash on that, and it's just things are just
I know.
too
It's been
close with the
tough.
bad teams, and then losing to the sad teams.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see. It's been interesting to see the fall. I have a lot of my own comments. I think I personally we would have been able to keep Brian Daboll, who's now the head coach in New York. I wish we would have been able to keep him for a couple more years or at least one more year. But I understand he's head coach material. He went off, spread his wings, flew. It's been
Not that far though.
our offense. It's been yeah, not he didn't fly too far. He just flew a little over. But man, it had a pretty big effect, obviously on him as well, man. They're terrible over there in New York, and we have lost a lot of steam as well. So
Yeah,
it's been one of those things that's just
New
been really
New York teams are
interesting.
down bad.
We are down bad, but I mean, in New Jersey, you see the Jets. They probably
New
got friggin'
Jersey,
Aaron Rodgers coming back before the
man.
season
So
ends.
like, look at that.
Isn't
Who
that
knows? What if he
crazy?
showed up Sunday night, walked out the tunnel fully dressed? He's out
Man,
there
isn't that
throwing bombs to
something
Pat McAfee. Oh yeah, man.
crazy?
He's no
That's
crutches,
been
nothing.
interesting. That progression of his injury has been insane to see. Like every week, you're seeing him do more and more, like jacking
Yeah,
around on the field before games and stuff. It's just like, holy crap! Like this dude's probably gonna play
Aaron
this year.
Rodgers.
Like,
Yeah, that
I
would be
mean, that's
wild.
no, that
They
would be
gotta win
wild.
some games though. They gotta win some games for him to to it actually be a thought of him coming back if it was possible. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Never torn Achilles.
I mean, well,
It's
me either, but also like you said, I mean, the Dolphins are obviously in the lead of our division right now, and assuming that continues, so then it's going to be fight for that number 2 spot. And I'm biased, but I obviously do think the Bills would end up snagging that 2 spot, so that would be pushing the Jets to not having a playoff spot, assuming the new AFC North continues its
yeah,
aggressiveness. So I mean.
yeah.
Um, yeah, they definitely wouldn't be able to play. So I mean, if they were, in the playoffs, I think, he would have potential to, try and make something crazy happen. But we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of weeks left, not enough for that, I don't think. Maybe you can slide in those last couple weeks or something, get a game or two in. I don't know. We'll see how that, transpires. But
Yeah, we will see.
yeah, I think
Time will tell.
overall, I think a slow week going into this this slate. So now let's get into our favorite time of the day, nightcap, ending it with your people. What you got for the last 2 minutes? 2-minute drill.
2 minutes.
Red Zone
2 minutes.
Roundup. Do you have any last minute thoughts for the people, for the
First
wonderful
and
people
foremost,
that support us
we just
every
want to
week?
say thank you. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for support. We appreciate all the love here and there. It's great to see the support from family and friends. So we appreciate it, and we're gonna keep it rolling, keep the content coming. Shout out to the team that's helping us, Mental Dime. Shout out to the boy Tyke. Cold Kicks, check them out, man. Get your shoes, get your game up, man. It's been fun, man. It's been a great run so far. I'm looking forward to more to come.
Yes, sir. I agree. I think it's been fun too. It's been cool being supported by, like you said, friends and family first and foremost, and Middle Dimes. Obviously, they joined us in their network not too long ago, so that's been cool. I see that they're kind of getting their social medias up and going again, so they're, it's gonna be exciting for them getting into. I know they got a lot of stuff cooking for basketball season. They're big basketball people. Got some basketball channels for y'all to go tap into. But yeah, shout out Cold Kicks. Go get you some Cold Kicks. Join the crew. Join the family. Become a member. Look cold with the boys. And then like we say every week, man, just keep supporting. Keep showing up. Keep showing out. Keep liking, loving, laughing, all the good stuff. None of that bad stuff because we don't like bad vibes around. And
No, not at all.
me and Isaiah, we've been trying to get some things cooking. We got a little pot cooking. We got some players coming on for y'all Red Zone Roundup people. So we're not gonna say any
Stay
names right
tuned.
now, but y'all stay tuned because it will be happening. So that's gonna be your 2 minute. That's gonna be the last 2 minutes. That's gonna be your week 9 recap with the boys. You got any last second thoughts, Isaiah? What you got before we dip out?
Last second thought. I'm gonna choose my pick of the week for my team. I'm gonna go with the Ravens again. I'm rolling with them. Rolling with the Ravens. They're gonna beat the Browns. Another close game. Another good matchup. So I'm rolling with that. We'll keep them rolling, man. Keep it going.
Keep them rolling. Keep them rolling. Keep them rolling. Like that pick of the week. My pick of the week, I got Sunday Night Football. I got that boy Antonio Pierce getting them boys pumped up. I got the Las Vegas Raiders. I got the Raiders.
Okay.
So
I thought you were gonna
we'll
say the
see.
Jets for a second.
No way, man. I wouldn't pick the New Jersey nothings. Heck no.
Oh, I just had to make sure, man.
All right, guys. We're
Looking
gonna slip
forward
out
to
of
it.
here. That was week 9 matchup recap. We'll catch you next week for week 10. And y'all take it easy.
Take care, everyone.
Adios.